Okay, we are back for game two. Let's see if the stream is up and live. Okay, it looks like we are live for game two. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this to the players.
No Hat wanted a short break.
Okay. Sounds good.
I got stomped by those 8-move road to anyway.
Yeah, I saw that coming. I'm like, geez, is that a... Oh, shoot. So how are you feeling after game one there, Simmon?
It's kind of as expected. I felt like I was doing really well for the most part, and then that happened.
Yeah, Apple's
I could
saying...
not see 8 moves ahead.
Yeah, to be fair, majority of people can't, but... Okay, just a sec. Just stones left on that. Joanna was asking in the chat what those numbers were.
Yeah. So I need to win
As black
as black
against NohatCoder.
against NohatCoder, which I don't think I've ever done before. No, wait, I have done it once in fives, but it was also in
Godspeed.
flats. I need to win with a road.
Or six flat. No, yeah, road.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win by 6 flats against No Hat.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Let's see. Yeah, so I've got to win with a road, and he has to have more than 14 flats left.
Yeah, it looks like we were at. Where was that? 14 flats for white and 10 flats for black. I was writing that down so I'd remember it in the main
Yeah.
chat and everywhere else. Did I put that in IRC? Okay, yeah, I did.
Ooh. Yeah, it's not looking too good for me at this point.
Yeah, probably not, but...
But the good thing is that it wasn't unexpected. I wasn't just totally blindsided by that one.
Well, you see Joanna in the chat right now?
The Vile Dane one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good nickname, the Vile Dane. I like it.
Pretty fond of it too. We should use that.
We have 2 Danes though. We have Tayakan also is another Dane, but not quite so vile.
Yeah. Well, we also have a couple Englishmen, an ally and Matto, and apparently they know each other fairly
And
well.
Fwib. Well,
Okay, Fwib too.
Ally roped Matto into the match. Uh, he was like, "Hey, there's this game called TAC. You should learn it and play in this tournament." And so Matto said, "Okay."
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Oh, it's like he's ready. I'm gonna hop out.
Okay, good luck, Godspeed. I'm gonna switch back to narration then. Okay, it looks like game two is about to start, and we are at the elapsed time of right around 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and note that in the video description as well. So we have a little bit of commentary there from Simmon right beforehand on his impressions of Game 1 and a few jokes about our friendly Valdane. So we will see where we go from here. They should be setting up the game soon. Okay, and the game is up. Okay, I'm going ahead and giving them the go-ahead on that. So let's see what we got. Now, as Simmon had said, winning as black against an experienced player is extremely difficult, so this is going to be a very, very hard game for Simmon right now. Okay, it looks like we have an early capstone over here. The only problem is because of that, now white has the flexibility to do whatever in the world they need on that. So we might see a white capstone over here, a white flat. Let's switch back over to Tactician here and see what it's saying. So right now for black, it's liking e4. But it's not exactly liking the position right now. Now, one of the problems that was mentioned earlier in switching from 5x5 to 6x6 is that in the 5x5 games, time was much more of a constraint, whereas you see here that we have a 15 plus 20 for time instead of a 10 plus 15. So a lot of players from the 5x5 rounds are used to playing exceptionally quickly, whereas you have a lot more time to sit down and think in these games, which is very, very necessary in a lot of cases, especially in some of these higher level games. Okay. So it looks like we're playing fairly quickly over here. Black is trying to keep white from attrition, and white is trying to invade back over there. The problem I see here is that white has the ability to go right here and then place another flat right there. But black also can capture over with the capstone. I could also see white potentially trying to get a horizontal through here. Okay, and it looks like white is going to be reinforcing over there. Or potentially building out through here. Okay, and it looks like Taco is liking B1 and potentially A4 up here. Okay, and it's looking like E4 is the piece that is being recommended to black right now, but it doesn't look like it's a very good position. Okay, so Taco is seriously liking A2 and A5. Apply to this. Okay, and it looks like we have a wall right there. And reinforcements there, so we could go potentially there. Okay, it's looking like for black, Taco wants to go for d2. I'm not sure I exactly like that position though, to be honest. Okay, so Taco is liking a2 and b1. Okay, and black is trying to continue this red thread here. Okay, it looks like c5 minus is what Taco's recommending. Either that or e3 over here. Okay, it looks like Taco definitely likes a 2b4 plus. Okay. So we have a capture war where white's going to win over here. And we also have an immediate road threat over here. Okay, it looks like we have c5 over as the recommended move, which would make the threat go through here or potentially down here. Problem is that B can capture back right here and at least blow one of their pieces to try and get some type of momentum back. Okay, so we have b4. Respond 2 by 2 a4 plus. So it looks like we have this wall that's willing to go at that. What I'm seeing immediately is that this can capture over. Then white can just move that capstone right here. The only problem is that if black captures down, they could potentially run away with it. Okay, it looks like we have not seen a attenuate sequence quite yet, according to Taco. Interesting. That seems to be a bit of a defensive move. So we have a wall here, potentially to prevent Well, yes, there is that. I mean, we do have a vertical threat right here, but with that, they can immediately capture over here. The thing is, though, that white had enough momentum, they could potentially have tried to force black to just play to their whim. Okay, so we have another threat right here. So white honestly could just play a flat stone right there to counter that. Looks like the cap is going to be in play. Okay, so it looks like that stack is moving down. Interesting considering that's not defended. I mean, I guess it can't go this way, and it going down doesn't quite do it. So it looks like for white, they're wanting a 3c5 minus. So 1, 2, 3 down here, leaving that white right there. And also blocking black from the potential going in right there. Okay, so it looks like white has another threat right there. So at this point, black could potentially put the capstone over to here to block it. But it looks like we got a wall. Okay, Taco is not seeing anything. It looks like 3b6 minus 1, 2. So it looks like it wants to put a black on there, and then that and a wall. Go ahead and persist that over here. Nope. Silly controls, tricks for kids. Okay. So it looks like they're going to try and make a road through here. So that would be 1, 2, 3. The black could. Okay, looks like that was. It looks like Taco's not seeing Attenuate quite yet, but it's still putting white in a very strong position here. White can capture here, and then it can capture here, but I'd expect it to be more likely to use this piece as that one's necessary for the road. Okay, it looks like black is going to go ahead and continue that threat. looks like white responds by taking the cap, which also establishes a potential east-west threat over here. NoHat's been doing some odd things with being incredibly defensive here, as Joanna and a few others have said, which looks to weaken this position quite a bit. C4 plus was the move that Taco saw, so it looks like we do in fact have that wall that went up. So it looks like now we have the capstone pinned. So in order to actually get that threat back, we're going to need to see probably an A5 over here. Taco is spinning its wheels a little bit. It was mentioning C2 earlier as potential. That way we could bring this stack down. Okay, looks like someone was mentioning that be very happy if NoHat doesn't lay any flats here, though I really doubt that's going to be the case. We'll have to see though. Let's see here. It looks like Tactician is liking between E. Okay, so for white, E5 wasn't on its list, so let's see here. Interesting. So Taco is liking E4 for black, so let's see here. Okay, looks like we're going to make a run over here. But the problem is that also unpins the cap over here. But since this is a hard cap, that could be very, very, very dangerous for white, so this game might not be over. It looks like they ran away with that one. So it looks like 1, 2, then rest could be over here. Okay. So for black, Taco is liking 3D3 over 2-1. I'd be willing to bet the wall dumps over this way. Okay, it looks like Simmon might actually be in this thing for a little bit. Because it looks like NoHat has went incredibly on a defensive route that's ended up destroying most of his road threat over here. Okay, looks like we have 14 left over here for white, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 17. Okay, it looks like we do in fact have that wall crush, so let's see what we have here. That'd be 1, 2, 3. So if it was to go this way, then that would leave second, third, fourth stone right there. So it doesn't look like he has reach to get quite there. So the question is, how could Simmon make him pay for that? I mean, there is the option of putting a wall there at d5. Okay, offensive it is. So it looks like Simmon is trying to make a threat up here, daring white to go over here, where he's going to go over here, leaving 2, and then 2 with capstone, which would give him a threat attrition over here. The only problem is white can immediately play a stone right afterwards, right there. So let's see what Taco is saying over here. It's liking 6 at b5 over 2 and 4. Okay, it looks like it's going to go ahead and make that threat. So it looks like Taco is really liking sc5 over here. Or potentially here, because that would make it to where white, if they happen to dump, would immediately be in a losing position, because it would leave a black tile right here. Okay, so 4b5 minus, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes down to here. Okay, so we have e2. We also have e6. And e1. So it looks like these two moves, Taco is trying to recommend a threat over here. This one is trying to recommend the possibility of cutting that. Though again, white can play right here and immediately make that a tactile road threat right there. So it looks like it's liking b6 up there and 4 at b5 plus. So we're going to see something more than likely here at b6. And we have sc2. Okay, so it looks like Nohat is going on the defensive again here, probably aiming right at that piece. Now the question is, that's interesting, because now white has basically free reign of which of these two stacks to choose. This one probably earns a capstone on it though. So now white can go over here. Okay, it's looking like d3 plus is what's recommended. Or c5 over. It looks like we have the d3 plus. Okay, and white goes ahead and moves that wall up there. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen b6 yet. Okay, so it's looking like for black it wants to see a 2d4 plus. Which gives them the possibility of capturing back down if white happens to take this, but if they do, then that has the threat of obliterating their road. So it looks like white is again in a very disparate spot. Now remember that for Simmon to win, he has to play and win without using all this stack. Well, actually, Nohat has one flat left before it's an absolute tie game. Okay, we have 4 at c4 over. Okay, and then we have 3b5 over. Which I would be surprised if you don't see this stack right here at e4 take that. Now, Simmon effectively has 2 white tiles here before the match is over. It looks like it is recommending b3. Though I think we might see a wall right here on e4 to keep that from unfolding there and that from unfolding there, and the potential of capturing back some of that and preventing white from having an absolute run of it. So it looks like Simmon is trying to make another threat horizontally here. And for white, it's liking c2 quite a bit. And it looks like Nohat has gone on the defensive again over here to block that out. That's been kind of the weird thing this game, though. It seems like Nohat has been exceptionally defensive about a lot of moves. And if that trend continues, we're probably gonna... Yep, looks like he is, in fact, trying to defend that entire area. Okay, it's looking like it likes e6 over here, or e2. So I'm going to go back to click through. Okay, so we got d4 over here. See if anyone is saying anything over here. Nope. Looks like we have d5, 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 d5. Potential capturing up there. Okay, it looks like the game is probably about over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the game is in fact over as far as tiebreakers are concerned. So it looks like No Hat will be advancing on this one. Okay, for black, it is liking a3 quite a bit. Okay. Which is probably reinforcement against this. Okay, there it is. So now we have the flattened potential and this that goes down. Or up. Either way. Okay, so it likes b3 and e6. I'm not sure I exactly agree with that one. It looks like it thinks that e6 is probably one of its best bets. I'd be almost more tempted for a wall right here or right here. That way, whenever that unfolds, it doesn't have the option. Looks like we have d6 over. And we have e2 trying to cut off that potential threat. Yeah, I think what's happening is because of the rules of the game, as far as tiebreakers, No Hat is being exceptionally cautious here to make sure that Simmon can't try and sneak out of road. Of course, an earlier game, as we've mentioned, that's cost him quite a few potential 10-UA threats. So it looks like c2 and a4 are the recommended moves. Oh, okay, so it's trying to be sneaky. So if we end up with a4 and a5 right here, you'll notice there's a potential throw right there. I doubt that gets through, but we'll see. I expect Simmon's going to be spending quite a bit of time thinking about this move. And and I seriously doubt that c6 up there is going to be forgotten about. Because what Tactician probably has in mind is that we have two black pieces right here, followed by a hop right here to take the game. But that's a very single vector threat, and I have serious doubts that they fall for that one. Okay, it's looking like e6, a4, and c2. Let's get back over to YouTube, see if there are any comments over there, and it looks like that would be a no. Okay, it looks like we have the a4 move over here, so Simmon is in fact going to go for that. Okay, it looks like Taco is really liking 4b5 to left. Instead we have a5, so it looks like it sees that threat and really does not like that potential, so Nohat did in fact see it, and that vector is now gone. Okay, so it looks like Tactician has his odds very, very poor right now. So it's looking at c2 and e3. As we can see here, Simmon is running a little bit short on time, whereas NoHat still has a very healthy 12 minutes left. And it looks like any possible range of tiebreaker conditions, NoHat has won. So it looks like Tactician is liking 4B5 over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. D2. So it looks like what he's trying to do is he's going to unfurl that wall over this way. Potentially capture over here or place a stone here to capture that. Then try and make a double threat to where both of these could potentially become roads. Again, that time is going to kill over here. Yep, I am loosely kind of watching YouTube comments in Queron. In Queron? Anyway, I'll apologize later for mispronouncing that. But I do check it every couple of minutes just in case. Okay, looks like we're sub 4 minutes over here. Yep, I'm more likely to pay attention to the in-game chat over here since I have that window open. Okay, looks like F3. I almost wonder if that was a misclick. And then D4. Back for E3, so we got a little bit of movement now. The problem is that we're probably going to see D6 over there, or barring that, a flat victory. So now that can go there, there. That can go there. Oh. Well, it's potential, but it's going to be weak. So we'll see if that one sneaks through or not. I doubt it. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 13, 10, 13, 11. So we're within 2 flats if I counted that right. Okay, so we have 3 flats over here, so that's going to run out fast. So we might have white for all that. Here, or 1, 2, but that wouldn't do anything. Okay, so now we have that again. Because the potential for this stack to do things is enough that they need to block that. Ooh. So white has 2 flats left and black now has potential. But white also has this A1 over here, which can... Yep. And now we have another threat. So how many are in that stack? 1, 2, 3. He missed it. And that's game. Well, I have doubts that NohatCoder's going to miss that one. Simmon got a little bit greedy there at the end. It looks like he missed that threat. And that will conclude this game. It looks like it's Nohat 12-0. We'll go ahead and wait here for a second for anyone else to join the voice channel, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, let's see what's going on over in main chat. Okay, looks like we have our typical good games over here. And let's go ahead and start to wind the stream down a bit.